Hello there, Claire Redfield here, and I'm here to review Resident Evil 2 Remake. You may be missing my red jacket, but I lent it to Sherry at the end of the game, so she kept it for a while and I don't have it right now. We are going to talk about our experience playing Resident Evil 2 Remake. I will not make any comparisons to the original Resident Evil 2 because I have no experience on that. Maybe I will try to play it to see the differences for myself, but for now I will only talk about my experience with the remake. So, after playing Resident Evil 1 Remake, Resident Evil 2 is a really different experience. The graphics are much more upgraded, and even the way you play, you have no longer fixed camera angles, and you have the third person perspective, which is a lot of fun. I really like that. And even the ambience, I felt like Resident Evil 1 Remake was not a very scary experience, although you would get a few jump scares. I feel like, I don't know if it's the third person perspective that helps with that. You feel like you feel more stress, you feel you're in a much more tense situation, and I really like that ambience for this remake. I played with Leon first and then with Claire. I didn't feel like doing a second playthrough switching their places because I feel like you get a grasp of the entire story by doing this. And you have Leon arriving on his first day to the RPD and everything is falling apart. So a zombie apocalypse has hit town and Leon is having the most hectic first day for any police newbie. And you will find other characters here. So in Leon's path you will find Ada. You even get the chance to play with her for a little while. And in Claire's path you see a character that you don't see with Leon, which is Sherry. And you have a pretty big plot around her. So Claire is also in Raccoon City because she's looking for Chris, which she will not find. We do find a letter of Chris, which is addressed to Jill, and in that letter it's also mentioned Barry's name. So I first was a little confused about the letter because it doesn't sound like Chris, but then it hit me, oh, maybe it's Chris, because he knows that probably Umbrella is reading what he wrote. Chris is creating some kind of persona to send the wrong message and talk about secret missions that he's doing with Barry. I really liked the game. I played in normal, so you know that so far I've been playing Resident Evils on easy mode because me and normal mode don't really get along. But I played this one in normal mode because of only one reason, because the easy mode has aim assist. And I didn't want to have the aim assist because I thought that's too easy. But I mean, you can basically do the game in normal mode. I mean, I did it, and it was not that much of a challenge, except when you are playing with Claire. When you are playing with Claire, it seems like it's a hard mode because of Mr. X and the lickers everywhere, but we will talk about that. So, the game, you go with Leon, you're trying to understand what is happening at the RPD, what is happening with the city, because you don't play in the city itself, but you go through it to reach the RPD, so you have a grasp of what is happening. And he will find Ada. Ada is working to try to uncover what is happening, but you will see that that's not exactly what she's doing. She's also after the virus that created all this, so she can sell it probably to other people. But Leon will be really divided in should he believe her or should he trust her. He will be really bewitched by Ada's presence. I didn't really like to play with Ada because you have, I don't know if it's because it's the normal mode, but you have very few resources, and I get it. Her main mechanic is to do the hacking stuff, because that's what you do with her mostly. But if you have zombies and you have no dodge mechanic, it would be nice to have some herbs, some bullets. I don't know, maybe it would be nice because her part of the game is really small, is really short. But I was playing at the end of it, I was playing only in danger level. So please, at least put one herb. I mean, you don't have a dodge mechanic. Yes, you can run, but you can't even outrun zombies. But I will talk about that later. And Leon will explore the RPD, the facilities, trying to have a way out, but he will find Birkin, he will find Annette, who's trying to stop Birkin after he injected himself with a virus. And of course, you will have Leon's big boss, which is Mr. X at the end. I didn't understand if it was more of a scripted fight or if you actually defeat it. I didn't get that because it feels like you just have to survive for a certain time, not that you have to actually kill him. But maybe it was me that failed to do that because I died a few times to Mr. X at the final battle. And of course, you also have the element of Mr. X here. So he's like this stalker element. He will be around RPD, around following sometimes, and it's really, he's not really menacing. So if you're only dealing with Mr. X, you can basically get away from him. It's pretty easy actually. So I didn't have any trouble with Leon because you only have to run, and after a while he will give up. But with Claire, oh, with Claire, that's a whole other story. So with Claire, you will also be exploring the same places you do with Leon, but her plot is a little bit different. So on top of meeting Sherry, you will also meet another character that will die, let's say, in the middle of her path. Which is Chief Irons, and you will find out that he's a really creepy guy. But you will meet this character and you will have all this plot around Sherry because he wants the necklace that she has, because Sherry's necklace is the key to unlocking the virus. And not only the virus but a cure, because Sherry will be infected. And you will read the documents and know that she was infected by her own father because reasons. And you will have to get the cure for her to survive. So you will use her necklace to unlock that. And with Claire, I really struggled with Mr. X. It was not, well, he was more of a pain in the ass than with Leon, I felt that. But the problem is with Claire, so with Leon you had a few lickers. Here and there I could memorize the corridors in which they were, so the only thing I had to do was make Mr. X go somewhere else and then walk slowly, doing stealth, through the corridors that had lickers. With Claire, this was almost impossible because the lickers were almost in every corridor. And imagine you trying to run around, trying to lose Mr. X, and you go into that corridor and the lickers they almost teletransport themselves, so that's impossible to do. I died so many times. And not only that, because with Leon, when I had a licker in the corridor, I didn't have zombies. And I thought, oh, that makes sense, because if I have to shoot zombies, I will alert the lickers, so nice. No, it seems either I was lucky or they made it easier for Leon, because with Claire, I have Mr. X on top of my ass, I have zombies in the corridor, and the licker getting pissed off because I'm making noise. What am I supposed to do? I was stuck for so much time in the same save room trying to get out, and Mr. X is such a pain because with Leon I could easily miss him. I don't remember finding him so many times in the RPD. With Claire, Mr. X would just camp out at the exit of the save room, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with this douchebag? and it was really frustrating. Although I did less time with Claire than with Leon, because you already know all the puzzles. It's like in the first remake. When I play with the second character, I always take less time, but I'm surprised I could have taken even less time if Mr. X wasn't a douchebag. That's basically the conclusion. But I really enjoyed the story. The mechanics overall are really good. The main flaw of this game is that yes, you have walking and you have running, but it's completely useless because you don't have a dodge mechanic. So if you are in a narrow corridor, you can't get away from zombies. Sometimes if you put the angle just right, Leon and Claire can do something like the zombie tries to attack them and they do like this and they push the zombie aside. But that's if you're really lucky. I was able to do that like 2-3 times and I think that's a lot. But you have to have that angle really on the spot. And it's really lacking a dodge mechanic because you can't outrun even the zombies. You can't outrun them. They run either as much as you do or even faster. So what's the point of having a running mechanic if the only monster that I can run away from is Mr. X? He's not my main concern. Yes, I like the fact that I can outrun him, but I would like to outrun everything else. Why are you running like, oh, I'm just a little bit late to work? You're running for your life. Please run. Use your legs. But and also the zombies. I really like the fact that they are unpredictable because that gives them some sense of reality. But sometimes they are just douchebags because. How are you supposed, you're really calmly aiming to the head because you don't want to waste bullets, you don't want to waste your time also, and you want to get rid of the zombie by doing a headshot because that's most effective, and you are aiming slowly and then the zombie just goes like this. And you're like, what are you doing? Are you just... what is that? I mean, it seems like these zombies, instead of being stupid people or being monsters driven by instinct, are almost intelligent. That's not supposed to be that way. I mean, it was interesting to see the behavior of the zombies because they were unpredictable, but at the same time, you're just making me waste bullets unnecessarily. About the lickers, I always try to dodge them, do stealth as much as I could because trying to fight the licker is terrible. Also, please, why would the game be such a douchebag? And when you do the goddess statue, you have a puzzle and they put a licker appearing there and you have no way out. So what? They want you to just waste bullets trying to kill the licker while you are losing life because he's attacking you and he's super fast. Why would you be a douchebag like that? And on top of that, they block one of the doors with a falling bookshelf. So why would you make that harder? It's not necessary. But the game is a lot of fun, the mechanics really work, I like all the guns that they give you. Claire, though, has really... her first weapons are really... they are really weak because they have really low firepower and you have this, I think it was a revolver at the beginning. It can take 6 bullets and when I ran out of bullets, that was a nightmare because she's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're there waiting for her to reload all that bullshit. Why? Why would you make a gun that takes so much to reload? Oh yes, I'm trying to shoot this zombie, I missed a few bullets, and now I'm getting attacked by it. Really? But the game is really fun, I like the ambience, I like the game. If you feel like it's too much of a challenge, put it on easy mode. Once again, I don't like the fact that the easy mode comes with the aim assist and you have From what I know, no way to change that. And you can really do the game in normal mode. Yes, it took me much longer to do it with Claire because Mr. X is really stalkish with Claire. He must have some obsession with Claire, but it's doable and it's not that frustrating. I got frustrated sometimes, but it's doable, really. And of course, with Claire, Mr. X is not the main boss, and I actually feel like that they are creating some kind of plot hole, because yeah, Claire and Leon are visiting the same places, but you feel like their stories somewhat connect to each other. But then you have, because Mr. X is not Claire's final boss, you have Birkin killing Mr. X. And I was like, yes, I don't have to see Mr. X more with Claire, but at the same time, that doesn't make any sense because Leon, and they put notes from Leon like Leon was here, so he went through here before Claire. So their paths are connected, and then they just kill off Mr. X at that point. Or maybe they don't. Claire thinks Mr. X was killed, and Mr. X was like, yes, I will disappear from Claire's path to appear on Leon's. I don't know. But you have Birkin as your final boss, and really, that was a difficult final boss. It was fun because you have all the stuff that you've collected so far, and you can blow him up with the grenades. That was the main thing that I used. And it was a fun fight trying to protect the train, but it was a difficult one also. Well, it's not the worst one, but it was challenging. So I really liked the experience. I liked also to play with Sherry. So you basically do this stealth game with her when she's trying to escape Chief Irons. I actually was caught a few times because for a fat dude, he runs really fast. I know that Cherry has little legs, but goddamn, one time I looked behind me to see him running up to me, and that was really, really weird. So I really like the experience. I'm looking forward, well, I'm not really looking that forward, but I will play Resident Evil 3 Remake. I already have an idea of what it is like, and I suppose it will be a really short game from what I've seen. Yes, so it will not be a completely new experience for me, but I do hope to play it and share my thoughts, because we will now see Jill's side of the story while she's visiting Raccoon City. So please like this video if you like this content, subscribe, check out my Twitch channel. I'm now an affiliate on Twitch, so if you want to support me there, feel free to do so. I am currently streaming Skywalker Saga, the Lego game, so feel free to stop by. After that I will play Yakuza 3, so we will return to Yakuzas, and I hope that you have fun, that you support me, and please do share your tips, your favorite characters, and what you expect, what you think will be my impression for Resident Evil 3. So, see you!